Fix errors, waste, and issues in a couple of clicks. Get alerted whenever you're off track. Sign up at trueclicks.com.
Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises to manage clients and projects with max efficiency, sharing Wix's SEO tech to help you drive growth.
Thank you. So we had a bit of an episode coming from the hotel to the venue this morning. So we get into the taxi, and the taxi driver, we can call him Andy, he asks, so what's this conference about? SEO, marketing. And he goes, isn't AI going to do all of that? Maybe, who knows? And then he goes on a rant. He rants about how AI is going to take everyone's jobs and everything is going down the gutter because of AI. And when we pull up to the venue, he's basically screaming, all of these people will lose their jobs. And that was the people standing in line, like you guys. I didn't dare to tell him we're building an AI platform. He also asked us, can you ask the AI to bugger off? I don't think I can do that. I'm Erik. I'm one of the co-founders of Zupjak. We're building an AI agent for content marketing. So over the last 2 years, we've seen a hint of what's to come. But the thing is, the rules for our entire industry are being rewritten as we speak. And it is an adapt or die situation. It may sound dramatic, but I think that the next 1 to 3 years will be transformative for this industry. And everything is about to change. I also think the way you choose to approach this change could influence your career and your business in a massive way. The worst thing you can be doing is to be doing the exact same thing you were doing yesterday. The best thing you can be doing is what you're already doing. You're here, you're listening to all of these great speakers, you're talking to your peers. So, what could this future world look like? So we've thought about this a lot. We've gone really deep down the AI content and search rabbit hole because we're building an AI platform. We've banged our head against the wall trying to make sense of where this industry will be heading. So let's try to unpack what will happen. Who here thinks Google today is a good experience? Raise hands. No one? Okay, fantastic. I agree. Google today kind of sucks. It really sucks, actually. If we take the example of trying to find a pair of trainers that is appropriate for rain. So it rains a lot in the UK. What I would have to do is search for the best running shoes for rain, and what I would get are some random Google ads where someone put the word rain in the product description, maybe, and then some piece of content that some marketing team wrote. But how do I actually know what the best type of shoe is? I have to put in the work to go in and read reviews and try to make sense of what the users are saying, what experts are saying. Google is basically putting all the work on me. 2 years ago, ChatGPT showed, and OpenAI, that there is a better way to retrieve information. Just let the AI do the work for you. However, I think that was far from what we're going to see. Google were kind of caught blindsided. They panicked. The stock kind of crashed. They had a bit of a red alert moment. But now they're catching up. What we've seen over the last few months from Google have really shown that they're the ones who invented this technology. So the GPT, Google invented the T, the transformer. And what I think we're going to see is that search will finally become a good experience. So if we take the same query and we look at what's happening with SGE, generative search, Google then goes into the top ranking, organic and paid results, analyzes the reviews, and finds out what the users are saying in regards to rain. So then I can trust the search engine that it did the job for me. I don't have to go in and read the reviews. So finally, we can come closer to a much better experience. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But think about the implications. A lot of our e-commerce sites don't even have reviews. So it's basically everything is at stake. But what I think will happen is that AI will raise the bar for content. If position 10 and below was the old graveyard, the new graveyard will be position 4 and below. So basically, it's get aggregated or go home. But the interesting thing is, the new game will be about getting aggregated. But if the AI is smart enough, maybe search will become truly personalized. So for someone else, it may be more relevant with a different type of result. So maybe rankings won't be a factor. Maybe it's aggregation moments. Last month, I went to Barcelona with my family. We have a 3-year-old, so I wanted to find something to do for him. But because I know Google is stupid, I had to make my search query stupid. So I basically put in things to do in Barcelona with kids. And then I had to put in the work to troll through 10, 20 results to try and find something relevant for a 3-year-old. I got results like the Sagrada Familia. My 3-year-old would hate that. It's an old church. Really, it wasn't relevant. So what will happen the day that Google isn't stupid anymore? I'm quite looking forward to it. My search query would probably have been things to do in Barcelona with a 3-year-old boy in April. So if we think about that, the moment that users realize Google isn't stupid anymore, what's going to happen? If we look at the distribution of searches today, we have the short, the mid, and the long tail. The long tail is about 70% of all traffic, 92% of all keywords. I think the moment that users realize Google isn't stupid, it's actually a pretty good experience. This is going to explode. So I think we're going to see a new thing called the long tail, which is basically extending this line for all the really niche searches that people will be making. So if a long tail search today is how to make dog food at home, maybe a long tail search could be how to make dog food at home while dancing. I don't know if it will be a thing. People search for all kinds of strange things, but the key here is that there will be a lot of new search demand, and the way we do keyword research will probably have to change, because most of the time today it's something you do every 3 years, every 1 year. maybe we'll have to go and do this every month, every week, every day. So what about AI content? Europol, which is like the European MI6, secret service type stuff, they predict that in less than 2 years, 90% of all content on the internet will be AI generated. 90% in less than 2 years. It's pretty significant. And they know what they're talking about. The report was basically around deepfakes and how that's going to influence our society as a whole. So, are we all going to get spammed with crappy content generated by ChatGPT? I don't think so. Because I think what we've seen now in the first 2 years of AI-generated content was a prelude. A lot of this was what we call AI recycled content. Because you're not bringing anything new to the table. If you think about it, what does Google want? It wants new information. It wants fresh perspectives. And if all you're doing is giving very little context to the AI, you're basically going to get the same type of content, just rewritten. That's not really bringing any value at all, right? So the pace of this evolution is picking up. In February, so about 3 months ago, Google released their latest large language model called Gemini Ultra. Gemini Ultra has 10 times the context window, meaning the information you can feed the AI in order to produce an output. So it's 10 times the size of GPT-4. That was 3 months ago. So 1 million tokens is equivalent of the entire Harry Potter book series. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so I had to look this up. But there are apparently 7 Harry Potter books. And they're apparently around 250 pages long. So in essence, we can feed almost 2,000 pages into the AI. And what you're going to get then is what you could call AI amplified perspectives. Because if you give the AI this much context, you can actually produce something new, something the world hasn't seen before. And I think we haven't even seen the beginning of where this could go. But if we feed the AI with enough context, we feed it with unique data, unique insights, unique experience, it will be a step change from where we are today. Because we saw with the core update that this recycling kind of business doesn't really work. If you generate 100,000 landing pages about dog food, it's probably not going to work. Sam Altman said a few months ago, he believes that 95% of what we do can be done by AI. So, should we just give up? Should we head to the pub? I know the pub's opening soon, so maybe we should. But what's the point? I think in order to survive this shift, we need to lean in and do more with less. So the AI will allow you to do a lot more. And if you're an agency, for example, you will probably have to bring in more clients and serve more. But if you think about it, agency services today are quite expensive. And there are a lot of businesses out there who can't even afford an agency. So I think the market will expand. And the bad news, if you're an agency, prices will probably go down. But the good news is you can do more with less if you get this right. Unless you choose not to adapt, who knows what would happen. But the key here is that you're going to need AI amplified everything across the entire process. So what we've seen so far we've seen a lot of AI content creation tools version 1, which has been a lot of recycled content and so on. But we've only seen the beginning of what AI can do for the end-to-end process of content marketing. Everything from ideation, coming up with new ideas, to research, to content creation, all the way through to following up performance, analytics, and so on. We just released what we think, at least, is the world's first AI keyword planner. So basically, something that today takes days, weeks, or months, we can do in a couple of minutes. And the cool thing about that, today, most keyword research is based on what competitors are doing, what they're ranking for, what's already working. But if there is this long tail and long tail, there's a lot of underserved search demand. So we need to be looking at much more data in order to serve all of these new searches. And there's no way we're going to do this manually. So with AI, we can finally look at a much bigger portion of the market and find pockets of opportunity that have been previously underserved. So on dynamic content, I think it's pretty cool. So the technology is there already, where the AI could create the content, you help it create the content, and then once the content is live, it could react to signals. Like Zoe was talking about how to create content that converts. Someday the AI is going to be able to do that. So you see signals like engagement, click-through rates, bounce rates. There might be a section of the content that isn't really performing. It can then update it real time to A/B test what's working. So we're probably going to move to almost a real-time content world, which is pretty cool. So, what should you be doing? I think there's no better time to dare to invest into good content. Because if you think about it, the previous rules and the previous way Google worked, with signals like links and stuff like that, I think we're going to move away from that, because the day the LLM is good enough to tell whether a content piece is good or bad, you will get rewarded if you have created good content. You should also amplify what you're doing. Don't take shortcuts. Don't create 100,000 landing pages on dog food. Also, you should get in on the ground floor and get AI into all of your processes today. And the best way to do that is to keep testing and learning, to get momentums, to find some quick wins. Just test. It's like they say, someone said in Formula 1, the only time you can overtake an entire starting field of Formula 1 cars is when it's raining. And it's about to rain quite heavily with all of this change that's up and coming. So you need to get in on the ground floor and start testing if you're not already doing it. So thanks for listening. You're happy to try out our platform, 30-day free trial for brightonSEO. And yeah, good luck out there. Thank you.
Demand sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.